Good morning, good morning. How are you? Good morning, good morning. How do you do? Kusile ntombazane. Kusile ntombazane, izitsha zifuna ukuwashwa. Why are you still here? Eh? Good morning. Ulale kanjani? Uphendukile ebusuku? Bengakulalisela kanje. Hmm? Morning, mama. Sishintshe so that you can start your day. Phupheni. Lale kahle. Nami ngilale kahle. Let's get you changed. Bese uya breakfast. Now you're all changed. So lento baba akazokufaka esihlalweni. Daddy is coming. Slendo baba ne? You ready for breakfast? Then we can brush your teeth, mama. Now, ne? Yes, baba. Hi everybody, welcome to Raising Sihle Sibisi. Guys, isa exist le channel sakhona. We have plans no Sipho. Angithi Sipho. Sinawo ama plans Sipho sethu. We just don't have isikhathi. Ngihleli no Sipho here. Etshela abantu bakho phela ukuthi usakhona. You are still alive. What are the plans this year? Awazi kanjani. So you guys, I was watching ilona video kaSihle Sibisi where she is sharing how she lost umntanakhe. Remember uSihle Sibisi is that lady from the foundation. It used to be called Kwanele Mfundisi, which focuses on the abuses that people go through with Abe Fondesi. She was recently on the, or she is on the BBC documentary that is exposing Joshua. Is it Pastor TB Joshua? Pastor TB Joshua. She has always spoken about this pastor, guys, but I didn't know that it was actually TB Joshua that she would be talking about. So after she did the documentary, she did an interview on a reality, on Church Reality, Ricky's channel. She did an interview there because they were promoting the documentary. And then after that, you guys, after we watched the 3-part documentary, maybe a few days, like after a lot of us watched the documentary, and then we heard that Sihle had lost her daughter. And remember that she was getting a lot of backlash from people that believed in Prophet Joshua. Mengabe it's a prophet. Guys. So she was getting a lot of backlash from people that believe she wasn't telling the truth. And yeah, and one pastor, and guys, I don't know, what does pastor mean? Because some of those people that are called pastors, what is a pastor? You know, does pastor mean fundis? But I guess that's a conversation for another day. One of the pastors even came out and said Sihle must have done something to her child and wara. And I have to say, you guys, there was a lot going on at that time that, I mean, you know, it did feel like maybe there are forces, you know, the dark forces are not happy with the fact that she had told that story. And maybe something was done to her child. So then she lost her child, and I mean, I guess it made sense that she takes a step back just to take care of that situation. They had a funeral for her baby, and then, you know, And then now, I think it's like a month now, they are telling a story. The video is here. If you just Google Sihle Sibisi, uh, you'll see the video. It's on, I think it's called Kwanele Foundation, something, channel icon. So, but this is what I wanted to share, I guess, is that when she was telling the story, because of course people are questioning whether the story is true, that she's telling about what happened to a child, because people were suspecting that maybe even she did something to a child, maybe the people that were not happy with what she did being part of the documentary, maybe those are the people that did something that caused the child's passing. And when I listened to that story, you guys, I felt like it's possible that the story she's telling happened exactly like she's saying. Because I think a lot of people couldn't deal with the fact that one day she had a very healthy child, and then the next her child had passed, and that's the thing that's causing people to say, maybe it's a spiritual what thing. And for myself, I felt like I know how that is like. You can go to bed one day with a child that is very much normal and like normal, and then the next day you can have a totally different situation, and sometimes you do get the answers as to what happened, and sometimes you don't, and it can happen to anybody, and it can happen at any time, you know because I was in that situation. The only difference, when I was listening to her story, the only difference between her story and mine is the fact that I still have my child. She might be different, and that's also big, that she's not the same as she used to be, but I still have her. The difference is that she doesn't have her child. And so, and I could also relate to people even questioning, because people still ask questions. What did you do? Did you do this? Did you do that? Da, 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 da. Are you sure it's not this? Da, da, da? Yeah, are you sure it's not? So it can happen, you guys. It can happen, you know. If you have your child around, look at them right now. They're playing, they're well, they're okay. You can wake up tomorrow to a totally different situation, It can absolutely happen. With her, I felt like at least she does have an explanation, because she says that they said that it was a brain aneurysm. I think that's how they say it. Uh, and they say that when that happens, Veda, you don't get like pre-warnings what it's going to happen. It happens that way, and a lot of the times you will lose your child. Okay, so who are we to say that that could never be the reason that that happened to Sihle? So I kind of feel like I could relate to it, you guys. I do wish for her that her child had not passed away because of the situation. It's unfortunate that the child did pass away, and it's unfortunate, the timing of it is unfortunate too, that it happened around that time, because then it made people think. And even some of us, because now when it happened, I was like, what the hell happened to the child? Who did what to this child? Because she was getting a lot of like backlash, and also there were questions about her character as well, because a lot of the stories she tells and the things that she used to do when she was in that church, even when she came out of that church, like her life is like a mystery to some of us who have lived like just normal lives. So yes, when the child passed away, I also had that thing of, oh my God, what happened to this child? They need to tell us the truth as to what happened. But when she sat down, you guys, and told the story, and there's things that are weird about it. I mean, I guess you guys, I don't think that she will tell an untruth about what happened to her child, because I feel like it's possible that it happened that way. I've seen it. It has happened to me, where people were like, what happened to this child? Why could she walk yesterday? Yes, she could walk yesterday. Could she talk? She could talk, she could run, she could. I don't know how many times I had to say that. How was my pregnancy was normal? How was it? Did you I breastfed her until 2 years old? And then this just happened. This just happened, and nobody could get that. To this day, if I'm seeing a new doctor about something, there is a story I still need to tell to this day. And they're like, so what did the doctors at the time say? It's a mystery, you know? So, yeah, you guys, listen. Of course, like when we're raising children, you'll do your best. You'll do the vaccination when they have flu. You still need to do those things, you know. When they have flu, make sure that you like temperature is the most dangerous thing in a child. So when they have temperature, make sure you give them Pinato. The minute you feel like it's a lot, take them to the hospital. You're going to do all of that. But corners that happen in life that are just, it doesn't matter if you've done everything right or if you've done everything wrong. If the thing is going to happen, the thing is going to happen, because at the end of the day, we are not in control. And I do feel like it's unfortunate for Sihle ukuthi it happens when everything else was happening, because there's a lot of people that are still, even to this day, are saying, it's punishment from God. I'm like, so God is going to take your child because you went on a documentary and spoke about the false prophets, you know, and you spoke about your experience, you know. Let's just say that Sihle Sibisi did lie about that situation. So God is going to take your child. Like, that doesn't even make sense. It just, maybe if you say Satan, then maybe Satan would do that. But God would take the life of your child because you went and did. It just doesn't make sense. So what I'm saying, you guys, is that things like that do happen in Pilweni. You might not be able to avoid it. You might not be able to explain it afterwards. It's just part of life. You just have to find a way to move on with life, just like she has to find a way to move on right now. And it's going to be difficult for her because she's going to be moving on while people are still saying she might have done something to her child because da 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 da, da, you know. But I can tell you right now, you can have your child today as normal as they are looking and jumping around and irritating you, and tomorrow you can have a totally different situation, and you can only understand it when you go through it, and it can drive you crazy because just like she said she was going crazy in the hospital saying, but my child was okay last night. I was going crazy too. My child was okay. What happened? So yes, you guys, anyway, go and watch that video, you guys, and see for yourself. It's a lot. She's doing a video with her son. His son is there. I kind of was feeling like, I wonder if, you know, it's a good idea to do that with her son there. It's because it's a lot to lose a sibling, especially at that age. But okay, you know, life happens even when you are younger. What can you do? Anyway, you guys, Paul, do you want to say something to the people? We'll wait. We are going to wait for you. At least to get it. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye. Uzoposta nini YouTuber? This YouTuber, guys, is a very lazy YouTuber. Alright, guys. Bye. It's too bye. You're not in the mood. It's too hot.